Happy day, students. Today I am going to teach you English grammar, simple, compound and complex sentences, part 1. Dear students, before moving on to simple, compound, complex, it is very important to be familiar with phrase, main clause and subordinate clause. Let's see this. A phrase is nothing but a group of words. It doesn't carry a subject and a predicate. So you know any sentence has a subject and a predicate. Subject is the main part and predicate is always headed with a verb. So you see this sentence. On account of his illness, he didn't attend the meeting. So on account of his illness, this is phrase. It doesn't have any meaning. But so it is a phrase. It doesn't carry a subject, it doesn't carry a predicate. So it is a phrase. You see main clause. He didn't attend the meeting. That is the main clause. Okay. So it has a subject. We denote a main clause with MC. Okay. The sentence will be in complete meaning because there is a subject and a predicate. So you can see he is subject. Didn't attend is verb. The meeting, no, he didn't attend the meeting. He subject, didn't attend the meeting is predicate. And you see here, I met my old friend yesterday. So this is ordinary statement. This is another example. Dear students, we know sentences are of 3 types. It is simple, complex, compound. So in simple sentence we have one finite verb only, that is the one main verb. In complex you have one main clause, okay, and one subordinate clause. In compound you have more than two main clauses, okay. Compound sentence you have more than 2 main clauses. In complex you have one main clause and one or more subordinate clauses. In simple you have only one main clause because it has only one finite verb. First we shall see simple sentence. A simple sentence has only one finite verb. Example you see, my birthplace is Tirunelveli. Hard work will always be rewarded. On seeing a snake, I threw a log on it. Next, compound sentence. It has 2 or more than 2 subordinate clauses which are not dependent on each other, but they are combined by conjunctions such as fanboys, already I have told you, okay, it, but, and, so, then, at once or otherwise. So example you see, Tirunelveli is a city and I was born here. You work hard and you will be rewarded. I saw a snake and at once I killed it. So you see here and at once. All these are coordinating conjunctions used in compound sentences. Next, complex sentence. It has one main clause and one or more than one subordinate clauses or dependent clauses. So another word for subordinate clause is dependent clause. Example, Tirunelveli is the place where I was born. So Tirunelveli is the place. It is the main clause. Where I was born is subordinating clause. Next, if you work hard, you will be rewarded. So if you work hard is subordinate clause. You will be rewarded is main clause. Next one you see, as soon as I saw the snake. This is subordinate clause. I killed it is main clause. Before moving on further, let us remember this. You should note down these points. See, difference between phrase and clause. First one, group of words. Phrase means group of words. Okay. They do not convey any meaning. Clause also group of words, but they convey some meaning. Okay. Because there is a verb. Second point you see, in phrase no subject of its own. In clause you see subject is the most, that is the doer of the action is there. Third point you see, in phrase there is no finite verb. but in clause there is definitely a finite verb. And you see in phrase some sense only, but in clause complete sense. Example, you see in phrase on seeing the snake, something we can understand but not the complete sense. But you see here clause he ran away, it gives complete sense. So we should know about the construction of simple, complex and compound sentences to change from one form to another. If a word is given to convert or combine sentences, we should write the answer without changing the meaning. So that is very important. The meaning should not change, the tense also should not change. Dear student, now let's look at the chart for further guidance. It will help us to understand how to combine or transform the sentences from one type to another type, right? First point you see, in spite of. In simple sentence, if you find in spite of or despite, in compound you will have to use but, or yet, or still. In complex you will have to use only though or although, right? Moving on to second one, in the event of or in case of. If you have this positive thing, you have to use in compound and or. In complex you have to use only if. In the second point itself you see, if it is negative, in the event of not or in case of not, if it comes means you will have to use otherwise or else in compound sentences, and you use unless in complex. Moving on to the third one, on account of. Third and fourth, it goes together, on account of, due to, because of, being, owing to, all these are referring to the same meaning more or less. So for compound sentence, when you find this simple, these phrases means you will have to use so or and so in compound sentences. And in complex you can use as, since, because. Okay, if you find being means use only as, it is easy. Moving on to the fifth one, verb plus ing or on plus verb plus ing. So when you find verb plus ing means you should use and only for compound sentence and when in complex. And if you find on plus verb ing means you will have to use and at once, and in complex you will use as soon as. Moving on to the sixth one, you see after verb ing, if you are using means in simple sentence you have to use and then in compound sentence, and in complex after, because two actions are involved, no, so you will have to use after, had. First action will take up had. Before verb ing comes means in compound you will use and before that, and in complex you will use before. Then next one you see besides, being. Okay, besides, being, if it is present in simple means you have to see, besides means here in addition to. So in compound you will be using not only but also. In complex we don't have that form. And last one you see to model. So you have this infinitives. So when you find to in compound sentence you should use very, then adjective, and so cannot if it is present tense. And if it is past tense means you will use very and so could not. So moving on to complex sentence, you will use so, that, cannot in present tense, and in past tense you will use so, that, could not. See, in the first type you see, type 1, simple sentence you have in spite of or despite or notwithstanding or nevertheless. So in complex you have to use only though, although or even though. In compound you will have to use but or yet or still. So when you see the examples you will understand better. First example you see, he is poor, he helps others. So two sentences are there. When you change into simple it will be like this, in spite of his being poor he helps others. Okay, In other words, you can do like this. Despite his poverty. This is very important. In spite comes means of will come. Despite comes means you should not use of. So despite his poverty, he helps others. Right? Now moving on to complex sentence. Same sentence without changing the meaning and without changing the tense, we are using like this. Though he is poor, he helps others. Okay. Then in compound, you will have to remove though and insert but in the middle. So he is poor, but he helps others. So in the simple sentence, you see he helps others is the main clause, and that is same in all the three sentences. Okay. It doesn't undergo any change. Despite his poverty, he helps others. He helps others is the main clause. He subject helps verb. So though he is poor is subordinate clause and he helps others is main clause. Compound sentence, you see there are two main clauses. He is poor, he helps others, but is the coordinating conjunction. Second sentence, you see he is ill, he attended the meeting. So in simple sentence, notwithstanding his illness, he attended the meeting. Or you can use which is the main clause here. He attended the meeting is the main clause. In complex sentence, you use though he was ill. Attended is past tense, so you are using though he was ill, he attended the meeting. And in compound, he was ill, yet he attended the meeting. So tense should not change. Moving on to third sentence, it was raining, the kids were playing. So in simple sentence, in spite of the rain, so we have changed that raining, we have changed into noun form, that is rain. In spite of the rain, the kids were playing. So in spite of the rain is phrase, the kids were playing is the main clause. So in complex, it is formed like this. Even though it was raining, the kids were playing. In compound sentence, it was raining, yet the kids were playing. Fourth one, Aurangzeb was a king, he led a simple life. So, simple sentence, even though Aurangzeb was a king, he led a simple life. So, he led a simple life is the main clause which will be carried on throughout. So, in complex, though Aurangzeb was a king, he led a simple life. Right? Compound sentence, Aurangzeb was a king, yet he led a simple life. So dear students, hope you have understood the type 1, and we shall see the rest in the next class. Thank you.